like this. Yep,
There we go.
great.
Okay.
And did you want to mention that the whole family?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course, at that time, rare was the family that I knew that didn't have someone in the Army, the Navy, or the Air Corps. My brother was on an aircraft carrier in the Pacific, and he was shot down
His name?
in an aircraft.
His name was?
Knox Martin, my brother.
Shot down by the Japanese, correct?
And my brother Ernest was also in the Coast Guard carrying troops back and forth and really touring the world from the Navy. My father was a pioneer aviator, and as soon as World War I broke out, he joined the
Marines.
Canadian Royal Flying Corps
Right.
and saw some action.
And then later the Marines.
I'm sorry?
And then later the Marines.
And then the Marines, and then was teaching at Love Field, Texas, when he came back.
He was Boeing's first test pilot.
I'm sorry?
He was Boeing's first test pilot, warplane test pilot.
Boeing's
Yeah.
test pilot, early.
And then Jonathan was in...
And my son Jonathan was in Vietnam with the helicopters, and he had his so-called tour of duty, and he survived that war.
And what are you currently doing?
I'm a painter in New York City. Taught at Yale for a little bit until it became political, and I left. And now I'm teaching at the Art Students League that I'm having a lot of fun doing. After leaving Yale, I never wanted to teach again, but matters opened up, and I was asked to teach there, and I did.
But
You covered everything?
let's see here. I believe that's it, pretty much. If there's anything else you wanted to say regarding being a veteran.
No, that covers it. Covers pretty much that event. Of course, there's so many details about being in England and about roaming through parts of France, taking a small dinghy from the vessel that was anchored out in the harbor, other disasters in the war, etc.
Very good. That it?
Yeah, and you know, basically, the horrendous thing in a tight situation where an accident is happening, there's a clarity of vision, and you see details. I remember an accident impacted a car that I was driving. Car separated, and I looked on both sides and looked at two drivers, and I could see details in the face that you'd miss unless you had a
Magnifying
enlargement
glass.
glass.
Yeah.
You could see pores and things, eyebrows, and details that you sort of have on machinery become so the alarm of being in a position where from moment to moment you're working with very deep levels of survival. So the view of aircraft, the dying, the ships, again, the 3D version in depth also. You know, it's rarely that we go over the plane of like regular 3D, but the fourth dimension is involved time, everything was seen in propinquity. Every little detail was exposed: smokes, explosions, bombs, death, faces, exclamations.
You had also mentioned that besides when you were pulling the bodies out of the water, there were the dead you were pulling out, the dying, and the wounded.
Yes, the dead, the dying, the wounded. And as I said earlier, we made it as comfortable as possible. But the water, the French coast was littered with bodies. And our group of Coast Guard cutters that were anti-submarine designated were this vast rescue flotilla. And they did an incredible job. Heroic things, jumping into water, pulling people out with the storm, and the storm building up. The storm was so violent that night they sunk a group of Liberty ships to make a breakwater, and that was contained. And that night was a nightmare because we were on a beach and anchors wouldn't hold. Huge Army tugs would drift. We were staving off other boats with a boat pool, and you could not, under any circumstances, make a light. You couldn't light a cigarette. There were no lights on the vessel. The retaliation of the enemy, they were drawn to like trap situations miles out in the British Channel, and they attacked there, and the gunboats would just open up, and the sky would be filled with the pyrotechnics of death and shrapnel falling everywhere. The extraordinary thing of an air attack, it's the whole ground goes up in the air, all the metal, all the bombs, all the blasts, and the lights against the armadas of German aircraft. And then the wind blowing in our direction, we had to hold anything we could. We had helmets on, and the clatter of shrapnel, sometimes it would bury itself like a dart in the wooden deck of the ship. Again, these are details.
Thank you. I think I should maybe just try to put that picture of you in a little closer up if I can.
Behold it.
Yeah, just put it so that, wait a minute, a little higher up. Yeah. Okay, thank you.